Greetings and welcome back, everyone, to a earlier than expected episode of Into the Nexus, episode 27 specifically, a podcast about Heroes of the Storm. I'm Garrett Weinzerl, and I am joined as always by Kyle Ferguson. Kyle, welcome back. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. I'm doing swimmingly. I apologize to everyone I played with this weekend.
Why?
Oh man, it was a rough one in Heroes. There's celebration. Oh, hey, it's Kyle. Hey, play with me. Join my group. Oh, and awesome. The night before, Friday night, there were people literally calling me a god. I am so full of myself. I am on top of my game, just owning people as Tassar. People are like, oh my god, I love you, Tassar. I'm like, I know I love you too, random crazy person.
Shut up, baby. I know it.
And then come Saturday, for some reason, the entire world decided to play Nova, and every single game I got in with people was just a tragedy.
Yeah, we played, was it yesterday? Was yesterday
Yes.
the day where we got on, we logged like 3 games before dinner or something?
Yep, there was the 2 games we played yesterday. There was the charity stream we did Saturday.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. We played for Jocelyn and the Gamers Inn's Extra Life Drive, which was actually right here on amove.tv. So you guys should go check that out. I know she's getting all that stuff thrown up on YouTube, I think, pretty soon. I would recommend the Cards Against Humanity, because if you ever want to hear Kyle and myself say a bunch of things that we would prefer not be recorded,
Sure.
that's the way to do it.
Most namely, a certain fraction in
Yes.
our American history.
That got real dark real fast. Like,
well, dude, you won. It was.
I know. I was so excited. I've never played Cards Against Humanity before, so I was very excited. And as you see, I play dirty in those type of games.
You do, man.
I
You were like,
dirty.
well, this one, I don't know about that one, guys. Bringing all the attention down on your particular
The
card. It was a
whole
strategy.
point of that game. That's the whole point. It's no fun if you're not going to sit there and riff on them but then what you do is you throw your opponent off by honestly stating your opinion about a couple here and there that you do generally enjoy. So there's
Right. My problem is I just enjoy other people's too much.
Yeah.
That I forget to bring it back around like you would do. So never can we say that Garrett is not a strategy player in all games.
I hate losing, man. I don't care what the game is. If it's friggin' pin the tail on the donkey, I'm coming after you I'm going for your eye with that pin, man.
Understatement of the year there. Yeah. Well, in the spirit of losing, it has been a rough week.
Yeah, it has. So we logged a bunch of games over the weekend outside of the charity stream. And I apologize to you, sir, because yesterday you had to sit through me just cussing the paint off the walls in reference to Nova. Because the games we got in were horrifying losses. And both of them were more or less... a lot of our pain and anguish was directly due to the same Nova player in multiple games.
Yeah, well, we were playing in the middle of the day, so it kind of limits that player pool. I have no idea how the MMR works, or if we were all on par, or I've reached a certain level where I am with these insane Novas, but they are just destroying it. And there are many reasons why. The new talent change for the 300% slower attack speed, 300% more damage, hurts a lot on auto attacks. You also have a Nova with a rewind where you can reset all your talents, which hurts a lot. And people have just figured it out. And it's going the way of like BC rogues in World of Warcraft. Like, everyone's hearing the whispers. What? Rogues are great for PvP. It's the only thing you can PvP with. And they're just everywhere right now.
Yeah. I still have yet to try her because I don't really want to spend the money and I don't have the gold at the moment. But man, yeah, she feels. It's like the first time that I can think of where I've kind of agreed with the general populace on the official forums. I'm just like, yeah, you're right. She's broken. Nerf the shit out of her.
It hurts. She just got that big change around. It's real cool to see an assassin get the level of play that she has, particularly when she has, no escape. You kind of need to be good at the hollow decoy. The new hollow decoy splitting into, now 2 different illusions, both running their own separate directions, is really helpful for surviving. The fact is, she just cloaks, I think, too fast. And, we could talk about nerfs, and maybe she's working as intended because everything else is going to be brought up to her level. Either way, Block is in. And Block got a huge buff last week because of Nova.
That's a very good point. I've been taking a lot on Arthas as a result. Even though my Howling Blast cooldown is weeping as a result.
Exactly. Yeah, that does hurt. Tassadar, been playing the crap out of him. He was the one I was referenced as a god, so I'm a little more on top of him. After playing Asmodan all last week, I got really good at Tychus because his move fire ability is basically the same thing as the level 13 Asmodan chase people with a laser beam.
Yeah, it hurts a lot.
But sadly, I feel like I've been underrepresenting. So to everyone out there, thank you so much. Please continue to invite me to your groups. I love playing with you. I'm so sorry if I was one of the reasons why we didn't do so hot. Chat room says, warm up to ETC. Have you yet? Yes. Absolutely. Oh my God. ETC is amazing. And I don't want to play him because he's damn silly. And I like my characters a bit more badass. But ETC's basic ability to push anybody is just phenomenal right now. You knock people out of stealth. You knock anyone who's channeling anything, including other people's ults. He has grown on me, and I love having him on my team.
Yeah, I don't like playing against him. I'm not personally a fan of playing him, but I don't mind a good one on my team. Much like, despite all the crap we give her, I like it. I'm coming around. I like a good Lili. I played a lot of games with Jocelyn over the weekend. That's really all she likes playing, that and Vala. And yeah, whatever. Good Lili. I will knock it. I just hate having to chase you down, you damn freaking rejected-looking furry ET thing.
Oh, but the best game I got this weekend was damn, I've forgotten your name. There's a lot of S names, and I could be completely wrong. I'm so sorry. He decided to do Malfurion and follow me around as Asmodan, and it was just Christmas morning.
Oh man, I had a pub game earlier today. I was playing as Zagara, and a Malfurion just decided he was going to babysit me, and it was the greatest thing ever.
Pushers with infinite mana, like nothing can go wrong.
It was so
excellent.
It was so disgusting. Like we were just on their tower, like against their wall the whole game.
It completely ruined my actual learning of the character because I forgot any sort of mana management moving forward.
Yeah, dude, I love me some freaking some Malfurion. I love it.
He's back in the free-to-play rotation this week, which is kind of odd because he was there 2 weeks ago. So I'm not really sure what the system is there. Either way, Uther's out for this week, which I'm more than happy about.
Yeah, I'm getting all the Vala alts off I want. It's great.
Though it is free-to-play Illidan week, which is always a bit of a crapshoot.
Yeah, it's still real hit or miss. Very much like Abathur week.
Yeah.
Although Abathur week, I feel like it's more miss than hit. whereas Illidan's like sometimes you get one and you're just like, yeah, you go, you know what you're doing, and then the other times you're just having a heart attack every 5 seconds when his charge comes off cooldown. You're just like, why are you diving in there?
Why did you think 3 versus 1 was a good idea? And other times they're body block geniuses. The flip overs are just on par, always amazing.
But yeah. Anyways, last episode at the end we realized that we were gonna have a lot of weird, odd weeks where we probably wouldn't be able to do an episode. So that's why we're doing an earlier episode this week, as we didn't want to leave you all without an episode of Into the Nexus. So there's not a ton of news this week. We're going to take a lot of emails at the end of the day. And it's all because of BlizzCon. It's on the horizon. I just randomly happened to be out of town this Thursday, and next Thursday is my travel day for BlizzCon. So it was just bad timing all around for Into the Nexus. So we decided we were going to get another episode in, so help us God, no matter what it took. And so yeah, our next episode is actually going to be on Thursday, November 13th. That's the first Thursday following BlizzCon weekend. Expect to be a very BlizzCon heavy episode of Into the Nexus. I'm really looking forward to it. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to BlizzCon as a whole. I can't wait. I'm very sad you're not coming, Kyle, but we've had this discussion multiple times.
I know my sadness is at a peak, certainly. I'm glad, I can watch from home. I get to watch the WCS tournament completely free, which is awesome. And, well, Twitter is a mad place, and there are so many websites covering everything. I doubt I'll be missing any information, though I will be missing, certainly, the voiceover panel, which looks amazing this year. They actually have time scheduled for people to meet.
You're going to have a better understanding of what's going on at the con than I am.
Yeah, but that's not what it's about. It's about that feeling. It's about being in the room.
Yeah. I'm very much looking forward to it. And also, for those listening right now, we are doing even though Kyle's not going to be there, sadly, we are doing our BlizzCon bowling the night before BlizzCon. So that's Thursday, November 6th. We're going to meet at 9 p.m. at the Bowlmore Lanes. That's inside the Garden Walk Anaheim Mall. It's actually within walking distance of the convention center itself. So if you're staying in the immediate area, it's right there on Catella Avenue. So hope to see some of you guys there. Come on down. It's super casual. Just show up, buy a beer, and start throwing balls at pins. It's a lot of fun. So looking forward to that as always. But let's talk about what little news there is this week, Kyle.
We're on, boys! Ha-ha! Let's liven up this place!
Point me to the stage.
Click the play button, and let's get started.
Oh, okay, Uther, you're very demanding. Ooh. All right. Anyways, the BlizzCon Brawl teams have been announced, and I recognize almost nobody on this roster.
Nope.
I recognize Husky on the blue team.
Sure.
Obviously, a big Husky fan. And because the joke is required, hope he does better than he did at last year's Hearthstone exhibition tournament.
That seems to be the general feeling in the room. But this doesn't seem like it's going to be about the games as much as the did you have fun afters and betweens.
Sorry, what was that? Could you repeat that?
I don't think it's really going to be about the games much at all.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm a little confused by this whole thing.
Right, and it's going to be about getting them up there. What are you going to be playing? Joke, back and forth the host. And probably after a good 45 minutes, we'll then get into the game, which will probably be outrageous. There'll probably be like people getting up and dancing during their deaths and stuff. It's just going to be a wackadoo.
A wackadoo. You heard it first. That's what they should rename the tournament.
Yep, BlizzCon wackadoo.
But you can see the full rosters. A bunch of folks from Rocket Jump. Obviously, I recognize Freddie Wong. I don't follow him close enough to recognize all of his cohorts here, though. But
right,
yeah, we got Malik from the Nerdist on red team as well. So some good personalities. But the more interesting thing is the proper schedule has been released for the Brawl and the exhibition tournament. So which I am very much looking forward to seeing the exhibition tournament. The Brawl itself is going to be on November 7th, which is the first day, that Friday at 5 p.m. And the exhibition tournament starts pretty late in the day on the first day, starting at 7 p.m., but it continues into the next day at 2 p.m. So we also have the format. So we're going to have we have 4 teams of 5 players, which we knew. It's going to be a single elimination bracket. The semifinals are best of 3. The final is a best of 5. And they put under prize BlizzCon Glory. So there's no prize. Just bragging
No, not really.
rights.
These were invited teams, though, so giving them any sort of big cash prize would seem rather outrageous. BlizzCon
Right.
Glory is one of the best glories you can have.
I wouldn't mind BlizzCon Glory.
No.
I would go
It's
get a
right up there
tattoo
with,
afterwards.
like, Renaissance Glory.
Renaissance Glory?
Yeah, when you're at the Renaissance Fair and the dude calls you over to throw the axes.
I have still never been to a Renaissance Fair.
Oh, you're missing out.
I know
Florida,
I am.
I don't know. No, wait, they do one up at the, what are they, the Sony, the place with the Trashosaurus Rex. Recyclosaurus.
That would be Mosey.
Mosey, that's it. They
Mosey.
do a good one there.
Yeah, do they? Do they? Okay. I'll have to go.
Or they did 5 years ago. Oh my god.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I watched some of the HPL over the weekend just in passing. I was watching watching my buddy D-Day get stomped by the team they played.
Oh, that's a shame.
It was a shame that the first game they played was one of the shortest games of Heroes I've ever seen. It just came down to a base race, and unfortunately it was not in their favor. But yeah, there's some good games being played over at the HPL. They could definitely use an uptick in production quality, but other than that, not bad.
Now,
Not bad.
completely unrelated, but slightly related, because you've kind of had your ear to D-Day as well as some of the other teams. What's with the hate against Haunted Mines?
I haven't really discussed it with any of them besides beyond them just not like. I know it's the least favorite among pretty much all the pro teams unanimously.
Huh. And everyone was getting on our case for hating Blackheart's Bay, but apparently you're wrong.
I hate Blackheart's Bay so much. I can't stand it.
It's definitely the most different. I think a lot of the times, particular builds, like I love doing Tassadar, getting the health orbs to get more mana regen over the course of the game. And that one, you're not you're not killing any creeps. There really isn't a lane phase. I can see why maybe people newer to the genre are thinking, well, this is the best map. I mean, this is the hero arena. Forget the lanes.
I just think that's lame. I don't like that you can win without ever actually pushing. Because the push and defend is my favorite thing about MOBAs. And on that particular battleground, it can just not happen. And it frequently doesn't happen. And it drives me nuts. I know for me personally, Haunted Mines is definitely, next in line for the map I like the least. And I don't like the two maps. I don't like stepping out of the main map to go down into the mines. I think it's better with the changes they made.
Certainly.
But it's still like, for whatever reason, I'm just like, I still wish I was in the middle of everything. I don't like feeling away from the action.
Sure. I think maybe at that level, it might just be pure snowball potential. Because if you win the mines, you get all the skulls. And then people are dead. They're having to, deal with the giant or get prepped for it while the other team takes the knights.
Yeah, no, I agree. Because I've certainly been on the receiving end and the dishing out end of that. So, yeah, I don't know. I'll be curious to see if we have any kind of like ban or are we gonna have draft at the tournament? Are we gonna have them ban battlegrounds, or is it just free for all? Are we gonna see mirror matchups? Do they have no choice about the maps they're playing on?
Right, and I'm sure there's going to be, this particular player really likes these particular heroes, but who knows if we're going to actually get into a proper draft. It'd be real cool to see that feature showcased, and it makes me more curious because we have a best of 5 for the final, which is going to be a pretty long affair, unless, one team just completely wipes the floor, unless we have that breakdown in between, this gets banned, this goes,
Yeah.
Don't want to see, the same player on Nova for 5 games in a row.
That's right. Yeah. Well, all right. Well, let's crack open this mailbag, shall we?
Darkness stopped calling.
Hold on. Darkness just texted me.
Okay, tell them I'm not here.
You can send your emails to itncast@gmail.com, and after the many will be taken today, feel free to fill it up. So we're going to put a dent in our inbox. Our first email today comes to us from, I'm going to pronounce this wrong, I'm sure, Kajind from Vermont, who writes, "Hi, first off, great show. By far my favorite. Keep up the great work. What do you think about burst characters in the game?" Somebody knew what we would be talking about today. As a long-time League of Legends fan, I was getting annoyed with characters like LeBlanc, Akali, Rengar, and more being able to just delete a hero before the character could react. Do you guys think that as more characters like Nova are added, this could become a problem? It's really fun to be the guy that just destroys someone, but not so much when it happens to you. I can only say my personal opinion, which is I don't like just being taken out with no ability to react or help shape my destiny.
Sure, it is a form of crowd control. So I'm a Dota player, so first one I think of is Lion. And he, has a stun. He has mana drain. That's not helping anybody but himself. He has a Hex. Cool, some crowd control. But those are really kind of emergency buttons that you're going to use when you don't just use your ultimate Finger of Death to instantly kill someone. But that's your entire ultimate. You kill one person. Just throw Uther in there, stuns everyone. ETC, doing Mosh Pit. Those seem like bigger contributions.
Agreed,
So,
but in Heroes, wouldn't you say that? Getting a kill off on the other team is a big deal. Removing one person from a team fight is amazing.
Right, and by the time you get to ultimates that are doing that sort of damage, the death counters up to 30 seconds. It's a pretty big deal to be taken out that quickly.
Right.
Certainly Resurgence of the Storm, the hero ability that's sprinkled across many different heroes, allows some to come back instantly and is extremely popular right now. I don't know if that is, working as intended, a fix to counter those sort of heroes, because if we fill up the game with tons of burst damage heroes, then those heroes with Resurgence are just going to rise in popularity, and soon we'll have kind of a stagnant pool play and strategy.
So where you're going with this, were you going to get at our problem with Nova is that her basic abilities are too high damage, and it's not the heroic ability that's the problem? Because I don't give a crap about her triple tap or orbital strike. It's snipe plus the follow up of that 300% increased damage basic attack. That is
right, and
that
then
is
the ability to rewind and do it again.
Exactly.
Is really one of the problems right now. More my issue with Nova, if we want to get into, what I think should be done with her, it's you just need to increase the time that it takes for her to recloak. Because you're going to chase her. If she pops out, boom, blows someone away, that's fine. She's a damage dealer. She's a ranged assassin. Give it to her. I'm still going to be more impressed with a Zero tool that jumps in the middle of everyone, kills a guy, then uses the talent to blink back to where he blinked from. And I'm like, damn, wow, good job, dude. So there's going to be ranged assassins that are just going to have these on them, but you got to give that chance or that risk that people have to go after them in the first place. And it could just be a problem with the snowball effect, which is, Nova early on is very powerful. That particular talent we're talking about, 300% damage, is a level 7 ability. Just hammer it up. Just take that Sergeant Hammer ability and move it on up to 17 or 13. Just, place it farther away so it's in a good spot.
That's not a bad idea. But what about adding other heroes that are like this? These glass cannons is what I like to call them.
Right. And I love that was actually an ability in Diablo 3 for the wizard.
Yeah.
Or one of the traits you could get, just glass cannon.
Right.
It's a play style. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Certainly they're frustrating. I think more it's just we have a lack of communication to why it happened, and we're confused on how to counter it right now. And just take something like Illidan, for example. So he charges towards you, does a front flip over you, and then body blocks you as you try to run away. That's more frustrating than if for the entirety of that body block, someone just walked up to you like Uther and stunned you for 2 seconds. So just dying without any information or dying in a way that doesn't seem cool is really the issue for me.
Yeah, that's a really good point, because I have been killed by Nova and haven't even actually seen her. I'm just dead, and I'm like, I guess Nova was in that bush. Good to know. But
from a bush, it's a commanding presence that changes the way you play and needs to be countered, and it could just be a draft setting. Like, I don't want to play Tassadar all the time right now, but he's my boy, and right now he is on, because his ability to see dudes, to constantly and regularly be able to throw out a storm to spot her with, like, those are the things you need to counter her. Whereas Tychus, who I've been really into this past week, I gotta wait 12 seconds in between each grenade, and if I miss, I don't knock a Nova out of her cloak and cannot target her.
Yeah. That's a good point. I mean, it's I don't know. There's so obviously we don't have the answers, and there's so many things that I think could be done. You could say, well, buffing everyone else as opposed to nerfing her is the answer, or nerfing her is the answer, or adding more heroes is the answer. So I'm not sure. I would like more characters like Nova added, because she at the moment she really is the only character that kind of fits that bill.
Sure. Well, and we want a Jaina. Like, who doesn't want Pyroblast and destroy someone with a giant fireball that you cast for 2 seconds from a ridiculous range? Like, let's make it happen.
Right, and we're assuming Kael'thas will probably be very, very similar. Sylvanas,
sure,
I'm assuming, will be a ranged assassin.
Pushing mechanic there with like a Phoenix that dies and respawns if it doesn't get killed in a certain time. Who knows how they'll treat these particular heroes.
Mm-hmm.
But there definitely needs to be that stopping point. And it's my goal right now to really talk about this game as though it's finished, and encourage things like Block, like Tassadar, like ETC to deal with these common problems we have right now. It could be fixed in balance, but either way, heroes that have huge burst potential need to have a downtime after it, because if a hero with nothing but CCs, like he has a stun, he has a polymorph, he has a block in place, he has a put you in webs, like let's say he has them all, but he has to use all those, and he has to have a major amount of skill to hold a single person down. I mean, that's basically what an assassin is doing, is completely removing a single person from the game, and that's A-okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, from how it feels and how it fits the character, I think they've nailed it. Nova feels like a ghost from StarCraft 2. She gets in, blows someone up and gets out.
Yeah, sniper.
Exactly. And I like that. I just said at the moment, it's just very frustrating to play against her. So,
Chat says that Jane is more of an ice mage. I'm going off of Warcraft 3 logic here. So where she was arcane, I mean, she had a water elemental. She was shooting fireballs out of a staff. So as an auto attack, it was. And she had the the blizzard. What was her ultimate? Oh, it was teleport, right? So that's arcane.
I do not remember.
Yeah, you would teleport yourself and other units.
You don't really think of her as a fire mage, I don't think. I definitely think of her more as an ice mage.
Yeah.
But she's also just a badass mage, so you really can give her whatever whatever you want.
Sure.
So, but that'd be cool if she was more of an ice mage, like a more crowd control-y, utility styles caster, and then Kael'thas gets in more as a kind of face melting caster.
Ooh, did I say Warcraft 3? No, 32. I didn't say Warcraft 32. I said Warcraft 3.
He said
the
3.
Warcraft 4 is like all being titillated about this next BlizzCon.
I don't buy it.
No, me neither.
I don't buy it. Not with Warlords releasing the week after.
Project Titan, they're going to unveil it.
It's been canceled.
That's what they want you to think.
Whatever. Our next email comes from Peasant Dave, who writes, "Hello, Garrett and Kyle. Oh my God, he spelled my name right. I'm just going to stop there. Be happy that there's two R's and two T's in my name. I learned a couple neat things recently that some new players may not know about. 1. On Haunted Mines, during the first golem, clear your siege giants after mines, but wait to cap them until the golem is just past the fort. They will help defend against the enemy golem and will stay safe behind the wall. If timed right, they won't take any damage and will continue to push after they've helped you kill the golem." Cool.
That is a good tip.
And
it works very well because golems do absurd amount of damage.
Yeah. Yeah, and the giants really help burn them down. 2, when someone dies, the slamming death sound actually fires on the appropriate right or left speaker. So, if you are left side and kill an enemy, you hear it in the right ear. This can be helpful in games with lots of Uthers or Tyraels. I did not know that. I also don't play with earbuds or headphones most of the time, so this probably wouldn't really be all that helpful for me. But if you're playing with headphones, that's kind of cool.
I never really noticed it.
Yeah, you live in your headphones, so I'm surprised.
As I said earlier, yes.
Yeah. And then finally said, and number 3, I'm just glad to see people using the AMove TV chat channel. Did you know you can type /who to see who else is in there? I did not know that.
Which I do, mainly because I'm curious, but also because there's no way to tell if anyone's actively in the chat. Nor is there a way to tell right now who's in game, who's not, who's looking for group if you missed the last message. There's been quite a few times, particularly over the weekend, where we had 2 full teams like hooked up, like people were playing, and we wanted to meet up together, but you enter a game, oh, we're back. Oh, no, they're gone. Oh, we're back. And just kept missing each other over and over.
Yeah, it's a mess. It's a total mess. But yeah, I like the chat channel a lot. It reminds me of ye old StarCraft days when we had nothing else to go on. I can't wait, and I would really like clan support, but at the moment, /join space AMove TV. It's not so bad. Not so bad.
Right, and they're really, if you're a co-op player, like AMove TV chat is the place to be, because I really enjoy leveling up my heroes there. And it's just a blast. It's relaxing.
Yeah,
we got to play some great games with Scott Johnson this past weekend.
Oh, that was fun. That was fun. We lost so bad, but it was fun. It was a really good time.
When we turned on the verses, it got a little rough, but there were some good shots.
Yeah. The second game against real people was a valiant effort. I hope Jocelyn puts that up on YouTube. Anyways, I like that email. Thanks for those tips, Dave. Michael M. also wrote in. He said, "Hey, Nexurians." I'm not sure I'm gonna use that as a normal thing. "I wanted to chime in on the Swiftstorm talent. I use it sometimes, usually with Gazlo, though at level 20, anyone can solo mercs pretty well. When my team is ahead and we want to get more ahead. If 4 members of your team are knocking down forts and pushing the core, Gazlo is better utilized getting merc camps. This talent allows him to move quickly around the map, getting all of the merc camps, without getting dismounted by a stray archer minion you happen to gallop past, so it just helps things go faster. It is also useful on Dragonshire in the same situation. Your whole team is pushing towards the core, and as soon as the shrines are active, you can go capture both and get the Dragon Knight on your own, staying swiftly mounted the whole time. Love the show, guys. Keep it up." Okay. I like that last bit. This, again, if you're ahead, is like, and solidly ahead.
Right. Well, if you're winning, you have places to be. And Swift Storm is very cool just for the, movement speed buff while mounted. I haven't really thought much about getting knocked off since I haven't really used it since they made that change. I played a lot of Nozebo when I first started playing this game. Been exploring a lot of heroes since then, so I don't think Asmodean gets the option since he never actually gets up on a mount. His feet just shine.
And he has a different running animation. I like Asmodean's running animation. I know you think it's weird, but I like it.
But you're right about if you're winning. If you're losing, you're stuck in your base. And there's really not too much you can do to get out there. And if you're going to run out alone, that's a bad decision.
Yeah, it's a really good point. But come on, Kyle. You don't want to just run around really fast inside your base. You can do donuts around the core.
Right? Look at me. I'm getting hit, but I'm not done. I'm getting knocked off. Hey, guys, come kill us quicker.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I don't think I've still, to this date, actually taken Swift Storm on any hero. Not a lot of heroes can get
when
it
it first came out because it gave a bonus to Hearthing, which was very useful.
Oh, that's a good point.
But they changed it around and made it so you can't be knocked off anymore, which is cool. I mean, he points it out here. There are a number of times where it's like, I'll get top, you get bottom, and you're, Archer. All right, well, I'm stuck walking and that 3 seconds like really hurts.
It feels like a lifetime.
I'm spamming that Z button, but no one's mounting.
That's why when I play Brightwing, it's just like, whatever, I can't mount anyway.
Yeah.
Just going along. Every now and then I can pixie dust myself for a boost. When are they going to let Uther bubble Hearth? That's my real question on the subject of Hearthing.
Which is interesting because there's actual quotes in the game, and a number of them, in fact, where heroes will insult Uther telling him he should have bubble Hearthed.
Oh, yeah. That's wonderful.
I guess, can you do it? Can you not? I mean, you can bubble.
I don't think it lasts long enough.
No, it wouldn't last long enough.
Yeah. That would be so irritating. You know how mad that would make some people? More mad than it does in a raid in WoW, because you're actually imagine the boss was actually another player.
Right. Well, and as we talked about earlier, like clear signs of how you're affecting things. 5 people standing around wailing on an invincible man as he hearths is not fun.
No, not at all. Yeah, I was just thinking, I'm like, well, a long-lasting shield could be interesting because then you could be absorbing a bunch of hits, but Chen's ability kind of fills that role at the moment.
Well, and Uther can't actually be targeted right now, which is nice.
Oh, when he bubbles?
So, yeah, if you have something flying towards the air on him, like a Nova triple tap, it's going to happen. It hits nothing, but you can't actually target him accidentally while he's bubbled.
Well, that's good.
Unlike, I guess the same happens for Murky, but he almost always uses it while there's like a nice hungering arrow heading his way, so it's a bit more annoying. And it's not an ult, so at least when Uther does it, you're like, well, at least he didn't take the stun.
Effing Murky, man.
I am okay. He did not take the stun. Everybody wins. But no, thanks for writing in about Gazlo, because we don't talk about him much, mainly because I think when we both really got into this game, we had Dills on Gazlo, who was really owning up to that hero, playing him a lot, so we just never really got into him. But he is still the quintessential early jungler. And even with Asmodean, able to summon some demons, until he gets, up to level 7 when he can, do the extra damage against mercs, those demons do not last against anything.
I remember thinking Zagara might take that limelight when she was originally added, and no. She's not bad at taking out mercs, not by any means, but Gazlo is just so good at it.
No, and you can spec Zagara up so she can do the bonus damage to mercs and other creep minions. But let's investigate real quick here, because I'm already having at it.
Yeah,
so that extra Baneling damage is level 7. Okay, so much like Asmodean. Now let's take a look at Gazlo, because Gazlo, you can't go immediately. Your little guns, your turrets are, pretty strong from the get-go, but you're going to get a little overwhelmed early on. So at level 4, okay, here it is, Superiority. Reduce damage taken by non-heroic enemies by 50%. So, yep, you basically got to be in lane till level 4, and you can go do whatever you want. Level 7, Mercenary Lord. It's good.
It's real good.
I mean, you're not a merc if they didn't give you Mercenary Lord.
Yeah, if you get into a game and there is a Gazlo on your team and he's not particularly chatty, make sure to hit tab, check his talents at level 7, and check to see if you got Mercenary Lords so that you don't cap a camp before Gazlo comes and steps into the circle.
Right, and he doesn't have to destroy it. He just has to be there and be standing on the circle. It's pretty frustrating. Mercenary Lord is the talent that gives 50% increased damage to siege giants. Insane. 50% increased health to knights. That's what they're there for. Insane. So you got to make sure that you're not taking a camp without one of these dudes around. Oddly enough, I'm looking at heroes that have this. Nazebo, Gazlo, Asmodan, and Anubarak.
Anubarak. Huh. Haven't played enough of him to say whether or not that makes any sense to me, but it definitely doesn't make sense, at face value. I'm confused by that.
If you dove in there with an ability, you burrow charge and then pop up, boom, a little dude pops out. He's not going to absorb many hits, but, I guess he might absorb a couple. You're most likely going to use Impale real quick. You're going to use Hardened Carpus. Okay, so you got 3 little locusts or scarabs hanging out by you. You do get superiority at level 4. Okay, so yeah, with superiority, you can do it.
Huh. All right. Yeah, and another in the chat room makes a good point that Anubarak really, he can go pretty heavy into his beetles, so you can get more beetles, which would help you take down mercenaries.
Yep, and I was wrong about Asmodan, so I do need to correct myself. The bonus damage to minions is a level 4 talent, but you do have to choose between it and superiority, interestingly enough.
Ah, so that's rough.
So yeah, you want both of those, basically.
Yeah, if you're going a merc build.
I mean, you've seen me playing him. Like, I just stand on golems. In Guard to Terror, I can solo the Terror to get all the seeds by myself. It's incredible.
It's
at
awesome.
level 4.
Yeah, I've never heard anyone until Kyle started playing Asmodan go on the Garden of Terror. I got this. Just zone people out.
Yep.
Like, wait, zone people out on the Terror? You sure? I got this. I got it.
And it's an important note to make, to everyone out there. If a Asmodan is soloing a golem or a Terror, basically the same thing, by themselves, do not get close, because I cannot move while I'm doing my beam early on. And I have a pretty huge cooldown on it originally. Let's see, it's 6 seconds. So the majority of my damage, I have to wait another 6 seconds because you got too close and you set off the stun. And I have to break the laser. The laser takes time to charge up, So I don't want anyone helping me because they're just going to cause them to do a slam and ruin everything.
Nice. Well, let's take another email. Next one comes to us from Vladimir, who wants to talk about talent gating. Now, Vladimir's email was very long, so I had to kind of edit it down for time because it was a book. But basically, he said that from a LoL player perspective, if I had to level every hero to get those additional spells or half of the items, even if it was just 1 or 2 games per hero, I would be exasperated every time I got new heroes past the couple initial characters that I purchased. He said, I know MOBAs. If I have enough experience, I don't need to be guided and restricted like a new player who has only played Windows Solitaire. That made me giggle. He also said that due to free heroes being a thing, a free rotation, if you're a mid to high rated player, every time you go to play a hero with restricted talent choice, you may not enjoy this experience and may also be viewed as a bad or an unhelpful teammate by your team, which he thinks will discourage folks from trying new heroes. And he wants to hear our thoughts on this. So I think that's a good point. I know I'm less inclined to try new heroes as a result of talent gating.
Right. I mean, for me, I really enjoy the warm-up games that I do with co-op, and the chat is just such a delight. I get to hang out with a lot of people that probably don't want to get into versus. It's just not really their cup of tea. So I get to spend a lot of time with people I normally wouldn't get to hang out with. It's a great opportunity for me to level heroes I may not want to play or, don't really get around to in my own personal time. But I think the best solution I've seen to this problem is tie it in with your overall account level and make it so that if I'm level 20, I have proven myself as someone who knows how to play this game or is invested enough to just go ahead and take that away.
I don't know. I still think it should just be on your account level. I think is where I stand on it.
Just, what do you mean?
I think if you're going to do any type of talent gating, just have it bound to your overall account level and make it low. I still don't.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I was just thinking about it. I was just trying to think of what my opinion was, and I think that's what it boils down to.
Right. It's a struggle. They want to be inviting to new players. It's really nice when you pick that hero for the first time to not make those decisions. In fact, I think it encourages self-exploration to an extent, because I'll go, oh, okay, I'll just click that real fast. Boom, boom, boom. I died. Why'd I die? Oh, well, let me look at some of the towns I could have taken. Oh, okay, so next time. But that's, my mental fortitude, or how I view the world, that allows me to find an interesting path and want to explore those on my own. I fully understand everyone who says, I know how to play. I found a build online even. Why are you restricting me?
Yeah, I just the longer it's in the game, the less patient I am with it. I thought I'd get used to it and just be like, oh, well, it's good for new players. Like, well, no, it sucks for not new players, is what it boils down to. Like, the longer you play this game, the more obnoxious this gets, and it's only going to get worse the more heroes that are added to the game.
It could just be a complete solution to what they're planning to do, which is individual hero MMRs, which in that case, please take away talent gating, because I just want to play a hero for fun and place me in whatever realm I deserve to be in because I suck at them.
Oh, individual MMRs would be great.
But right now, I am more than happy for any sign. In fact, I would love a pop-up that say, you have not played this hero before. You cannot you cannot select versus. People would lose their minds. They probably hate me for even suggesting it, but I don't want you in my game. My versus game. There's a place that's called Co-op. Go have fun. It's relaxing. You can joke around. But versus is a serious land of seriousness.
At the moment, it's the most serious land we have.
It is.
Which is why when I see the random hero, I'm just like, oh, why?
What are you doing, man?
Why do you do this?
That'd be one thing if you could, check all the boxes. Yes, random between this fine selection here. I can't decide. I can't be bothered to decide.
Give me a player stable. Let me
yeah.
Here's my stable. It's these 5 heroes, and then when I hit random, it'll only be between these 5 heroes, and hopefully if the team needs it. I would actually, now that I think about it, I would love that, especially if I could be like, well, this is the warrior I know how to play, this is the assassin, this is the support, etc., etc. So if I get thrust into a team that has no support, random me as my support character. I don't care.
Right, and who knows, draft might have some sort of level requirement that is going to kind of fix these sort of things. I mean, if draft becomes the serious land of seriousness once it comes out, then, what if there's all heroes must be level 5 in order to participate in draft? Not that you have to have them all leveled, but the ones you're going to choose to use in the draft.
Yeah.
In that case, there's, draft still has its own problems with the current system. Eventually, there's going to be an issue with just free-to-play rotations and owning particular heroes that the full set isn't available. Someone might go, cool, you've got this, you've got this, you've got this, you've got this. And then you got 5 people. You have 7 heroes to pick from every free-to-play rotation. Someone gets into draft the first time. By the time that's over, they have 2? Or what if everyone picked everything you know how to play and you're stuck with something you haven't untalent gated?
Ooh. You just hit a bunch of points I didn't think about.
So we'll see. I don't think there's
thought.
any reason to be upset. Play the game as it is right now. Enjoy it. Take block against Nova. Those sort of things. The complaints, the pitchforks, all the heavy lifting of being a community can be done later when they've said beta or released.
Yeah. Othman's in the chat room says he was pretty sure that draft was supposed to be pre-made groups only. Is that true?
I've heard that as well.
Okay, well, if that's the case, then that'll, that kind of solves that issue.
Right, well, you're discussing before you get in the first place.
Right, you're kind of at fault if you go in and you don't have enough heroes to choose from.
It's something that I'd like to take part in just because I enjoy solo queue, but, that's not for everyone, and maybe having that as a designated pre-team area could be real fun. And the effects, the bonuses that they could give as a team, I mean, guild housing is a cool idea for every game out there. making up team names, applying as a team, coming up with a little picture and uploaded the game. Like all these sort of things are very fun.
Yeah.
If they can really enforce that and bring it home, that this is your team, you named it the Wolverines, like, you know, whatever the hell.
You
The
created your
Mustangs.
own banner.
Yeah.
It's got Lily on it because the other 4 members really wanted to mess with Garrett.
Yep, it's the fluffy bunny, pink tabard. Everyone loves the guild. It's like, no, we're badasses.
My first guild in WoW, we specifically made it look like a barbecue apron. We had like a crab on it, and it was like red and white, and it was awesome.
Yeah, mine was a pink cupcake.
Pink cup. Oh, okay. Sorry, it was a lobster. It was a lobster.
Oh, of course.
So yeah, all right, all good thoughts. All good thoughts. And our final email today, before we wrap up the mailbag, is from the programmer, who I recognize this name from many years of StarCast. He writes in and says, "Hey guys, love what you're doing. I've been listening to you two since StarCast first episodes." Oh, so it is the same guy. "Here's how I would fix the way Blizzard monetizes Heroes of the Storm." So this is the way he would prefer
Cool.
they monetize on the game.
Unleash it.
He said that as far as hero level is concerned, he would like all heroes to start off with both ultimates available. After your first game with a hero, you unlock all of their talents. And getting a hero to level 10 would unlock that hero for you, as opposed to paying gold for it or waiting for it to come back around in the free rotation. I don't hate that idea. I definitely, like, if we're going to keep talent gating, I don't understand why they take away one of the heroic abilities.
Well, the current method is bizarre, which is, you know, one of the reasons why we continue to talk about it.
Yeah.
The fact that you don't unlock rows of talents individually makes no sense to me. If you're going to gate things, do it rhythmically. I mean, you do this with some of your heroes like Asmodan. You know, you get to certain levels, you do not unlock a mount because you don't get a mount. So if one hero has a selection of 4 talents ultimately, another hero has a selection of 3 talents at a certain level, just unlock one each time you level.
Yeah,
And
level
it doesn't
2,
matter how high
bang.
that goes.
Yeah. That's kind of strange.
I don't feel any less rewarded when I'm playing Asmodan and I get to that level and I get nothing. Because I'm like, cool, whatever. I don't have a mount. I'm not insulted. You didn't need to give me a golden sticker.
But he continued. He also talked about bundles. He said he would love a complete game bundle that would allow you to treat it as a retail game, paying a retail price for all of the available content, including heroes, mounts, and skins, which would still let you earn rewards for leveling up. You know, the color variants on mounts and heroes and whatnot. He also would like it to be broken down. Give me an all heroes bundle, an all mounts bundle, an all skins bundle, and finally he wants everything to be purchasable with either gold or real money. If he wants to go full free to play, but wants that sweet Cyber Rack and Uberak skin, he thinks he should be able to earn it, which I don't think is insane.
No, it is upsetting that you can't, you know, if you really apply yourself to a hero, the master skins, like, they've taken away a lot of my reason for any complaint. I mean, sure, gosh, if I was going for Asmodan, like, 10,000 gold for the hero. Then I level him all the way up to max level. It takes something absurd, like 75 games to get him all the way to top 10 level. And then another 10,000 to buy that thing. I don't know how I've seen people riding around on the piggy banks. Those things are 20,000 gold. You're playing too much.
It's possibly the only thing they bought with gold.
But that's, you know, probably it.
Because I've made almost 20,000. I mean, it wouldn't be that hard, but I've been buying heroes.
Right. Yeah, and I've made that much too. I mean, I bought Tychus this past week, so
Yeah.
I keep trying to get up to Diablo 7,000 and going, I want things.
I want the new shiny. I want
Stuff now.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I broke down last week and just bought Zagara with
The
money.
retail price, though, is something really interesting, and I feel like a lot of us make those excuses in our heads for them in the first place. I know in free-to-play games, I'm often thinking, well, I would pay at least $60 for this game, right? So that means I have $60 to spend. But I think Blizzard has the right strategy monetarily, because if you put a price tag on all the heroes at once, you're looking in the hundreds.
Yeah.
Those bundles, unbundled without any sort of discount, are expensive.
Yeah, that's why I would like an all heroes pack, because that's something that Smite does, but you still need to, if you want skins and crap, you still got to buy that separately. But you can get all the heroes for, I think, 30, $40. I forget how much it was when I bought it, but
Right, it is about, I think it was 40.
maybe. But it was like a price of a PC game. You know, I'd pay $60 to unlock all the heroes. I threw that down so fast it wouldn't even be funny. But yeah,
future heroes, monetization. This is a free-to-play game, so we're gonna have those issues. It's a whole new world. I mean, can you imagine in the '90s paying $15 a month to play a game? That's insane.
I remember when
nowadays
MMOs
you say
first
that,
came out,
and
man.
it's walls, just red tape everywhere, and you're like, oh no one's doing that.
Yep. That's more or less dead, except for WoW and a few other MMOs just clinging to it.
So free to play is this whole new world that we're experimenting with, and soon, other games will jump on board and they'll have their free to play models like other games, just like so many games tried to have the $15 a month. I do applaud Eve though for being able to, if you really work at it and you become, member of the clandestine banking clan, you can turn that gold or space bucks, whatever they call it,
Space dollars
into a pass.
Yeah. But there are some good ideas in here, programmer. I don't disagree with all of it. I don't think they're ever going to give us the complete game bundle. I don't think that'll ever happen for any amount of money.
No, well, we're so far off from every hero being in the game that I don't expect it anytime soon. Do you know what the Founders Pack is?
We talked about it many episodes ago. That they were going to offer it was going to cost some amount of money to get in early, and you would get a mount out of it.
That's right. I get confused. I hear that thrown around a lot, particularly on Steam reviews. I was part of the Founders Pack. I'm like, whoa, what? So, yeah, okay. So you buy into the beta, basically.
But yeah,
and you get some sort of reward.
Yeah, it'll basically allow you to buy into the beta, which we were able to do with No.2 back in the day.
Yeah.
So I'm all for it whenever they let people start doing that. Bring it on. But there's been no official word. I think the whole thing has been rumor and leaks.
Scuttlebutt?
Rumors and scuttlebutt.
I believe it was $20 for Dota. And all you got was the game there.
It was because I bought into it.
Oh, man, I think Viper came through for me.
Or maybe I did get it. I don't know. I think I almost bought it, and I think maybe it was Viper who got me a pass. I forget. Anyways.
It was basically a message I got on Steam that was like, how are you not playing this? And I said, I don't know. Please hand it over.
But yeah, I remember it was $20 for Dota. I could see it being 20 for Heroes. I think that's a fair price.
Seems respectable.
If you're impatient, which I would be. If I wasn't already in, I'd pay the $20 immediately.
Either way, to summarize.
Yes.
The Master Skins and the Piggy Bank, while ridiculous, and Bright Wings is awful, these are signs of good times to come. And I hopefully will see more gold-only items into the future. Because, people with all their mega bucks sitting around wafting themselves with bills, they got to have something to spend gold on,
Yeah,
too.
it still gives them something to work for that they can't just purchase. But yeah, I think the thing I agree with most in this email is why not just let everything be unlockable through gold? Make it a large amount. Who cares? Let me get those awesome skins, but make it an absurd amount of gold.
There are people out there who want one hero and one hero only, and let them have it.
Yeah, that would get so boring so fast.
I don't know how they do it.
The heroes I like playing. I love playing them, but I have to switch it up. I can't just. That's why I ended up getting Tyrande. I was just like, I know I already have Brightwing, who is a support, but man.
I'm making fun of people buying, gold piggy banks. But there's probably someone out there listening to the show going, I only got time for one hero. How could you buy Tychus? You had Asmodan last week. What's your problem, Kyle?
Okay, I hear you. I hear you there. So, yeah, I don't know. What would you think they would charge for? What would be a good amount for you?
For the whole thing?
No. I meant for if you could unlock the premium skins for money or for gold.
I think the 10,000 is a good place. You could put up to 15,000 actually, because that's the price of a brand new spanking hero. That's like their special primo edition. The 20,000 for the pig. I mean, they could go as high.
Huh? Yeah.
That's the maximum we've been set with. I mean, if it's one of those that like changes the voice, like an infested Tychus changing the voice, not only that, it changes the lines. Like he's not just infested, he has an entirely different voiceover kit. And then you have full animations. The grenade becomes a blob that shoots green stuff.
Yes. Yeah, that's a good point. There's a distinct difference in the quality of the skins, and again, which brings me back to I really would like my helmetless Arthas back. Just don't make him the same price as all the other skins.
Well, they did add a voice on him, so that's nice.
What do you mean?
Oh, they took away the echo, and I believe I read somewhere that they're redoing the voice, so he's gonna say Arthasy things rather than Lich King things.
No, I mean not the one that exists now, the Frostform skin. I mean, bring back the old one that was exactly what he looks like normally, just minus the helmet.
Oh, right. Yeah, but he should still be saying evil Arthasy things in that case.
Frostborn hungers.
Lich King things.
Exactly, I'm fine with that. But he can still be. I'm sure he takes his helmet off sometimes as a Lich King. Come on. His head is still under there. It's not fused to his body.
They're clearly figuring out a lot with pricing. It's definitely, I think they're, other than, alpha tech issues, it's their biggest thing to tackle here. The Nez Zebra threw me for a loop. The fact that you can only get it with the Heroes bundle that was put out. Or the Nexus bundle, was it?
Yeah, I saw that too. I'm like, man, I want this, but I don't want these heroes. So...
And, we're still waiting on things like, do I get reimbursed if I buy a bundle and I already own a hero? Or if I own that skin, but it's part of this Halloween special skin, do I get... So, we'll see what the future holds. Yeah, we'll see. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for all your emails this week. I like that we can do these mailbag episodes when when we're going to miss a week or when it's a slow week. It's a lot of fun. So, again, send them to itncast@gmail.com. We love hearing from you guys. Yeah, and thank you to all our patrons as well. I'm sad that we aren't going to be doing a show next week for everyone out there. But frankly, we're not going to describe pictures of who's that Pokemon, which I assume are going to be happening all through next week. So BlizzCon on the what we theorize for 5 days, and then you guys get the real facts. We'll just do it on the 13th, okay?
Yeah, we'll do it on the 13th. It's fine. It's totally fine. Follow us on Twitter. We'll be talking a lot of BlizzCon on the interwebs, and then we'll have a proper show after it's all said and done and the dust has settled. So, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We're glad we could get it out there for you. As always, want to thank those of you who are supporting us on Patreon over at patreon.com/ITN, which again is just so bizarre and awesome for Kyle and I, since we've been podcasting together for so long, and have always struggled with like the monetization of the show. We've done the sponsors, we've done it's pretty much all just bizarre forms of advertising, and Patreon is just so great because it's just like, hey, you want to subscribe? Do it. You don't want to subscribe? Totally cool. And it's been a wonderful experience so far. So really, thank you guys a lot. This week I want to thank the following patrons: Brian and Dirk. No last names given. We usually omit them anyway. So thank you very much, guys. We appreciate your support. No new iTunes reviews this week. So if you listen to the Into the Nexus show on iTunes, drop us a review. We'd really appreciate it. They help the show out a lot. So go check that out. As always, we're produced by amove.tv and our Patreon producer, Declan H. You can see more about this and all of the other podcasts we do over at amove.tv. Our email, one more time, is itncast@gmail.com. And go join the AMove chat channel in-game. It's /join space AMOVETV. So go join that, group up with some of your fellow Into the Nexus fans, and have a good time. I have yet to play a game with a jerk from that channel. Everyone has just been so damn nice and good. I'm always like afraid. I'm like, oh man, I hope this guy's not total noob at this. And then guys just in there just owning face. I'm just like, yeah, I'm just sitting back just golf clapping. It's wonderful. I mean,
on that point, Strife, Solo, you both are badasses. I loved playing so many games with you this past weekend.
Yeah, Select, I think, was the other guy we were playing with. Spelled
The
with a
S
Y.
names. If you got an
Yeah.
S name, you're in.
Yeah, we played so many games with guys from the chat room that's names started with S that I started getting them all confused. But thank you guys very much. You're all very good at the game. Catch us. What was that?
There's also been this weird trend going on right now where people will name themselves the characters that they play. Like I saw an Abathur playing Abathur and a Nova playing Nova. I don't know if this is trolly, so that if I don't know if they leave and be taken over by a computer, but it's interesting.
Good on them. Can you even? Did they ever make it so you could actually pay money to rename your BattleNet account?
I assume they got in recently. Otherwise, they were just.
Or were they sitting on that free rename we were given from StarCraft 2 like forever ago?
Can you use that?
I think so. I think it's for a BattleTech. Isn't the BattleTech start? It started in StarCraft 2. That's where they started.
Oh man, I could change my name if I wanted. I never used that.
I did.
Though I
once.
have been informed that 5th edition D&D Tarrasque is a bit of a pushover, and I'm very upset, Wizards of the Coast, for ruining my handle.
Ugh, bastards. Catch us live most Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/AMoveTV. Again, none this week, none next week because I'll be traveling for BlizzCon, but we'll be doing one on the 13th of November for our post-BlizzCon show, so check it out. Follow the channel, twitch.tv/AMoveTV if you don't already. Follow us on Twitter at ITNcast. Check out BrianGriffithMusic.com. He is the musician who made our intro music, so go check that out. I'll be hopefully seeing him at BlizzCon. Kyle, where can folks find you?
You can find me on A-Move Radio, which we record this week on Friday in the morning. Well, my morning, your noon.
Yeah.
You can find me on Biggest Fan Podcast, where we put up our newest episode, horror movies, which is mostly us talking about Friday the 13th, which we hadn't talked about strangely enough before, and Poltergeist.
What?
Which I was totally into. I recommend everyone who hasn't seen Poltergeist go watch it because it's awesome.
Just real quick, Friday the 13th, the original?
Yes.
Okay.
The Jason movie that wasn't really about Jason.
Right. That's what newbies don't realize about the Friday the 13th.
I was so confused.
Yeah, Jason has almost no role whatsoever in the first movie. Jason's the catalyst.
I know campers and teenagers in general that want to have sex are dumbasses. But who's getting in this car and riding with Jason? I thought the whole camera bit from the beginning was Jason walking around. I'm like, who's trusting this person? Who's saying, oh, hi, I didn't see you there. Nice rotten skin and hockey mask.
Yeah, no. The first, I really like the original Friday the 13th. It's a good movie.
And for some reason, I'd seen the second one before, so I'm like, isn't there supposed to be something about a sweater in here? I'm lost.
A sweater?
Yeah, the mom sweater that you have to like put on and scare them away or something.
Oh, I don't remember. Oh God, I don't know. I've seen such a disparate amount of the old Friday the 13th movies. I'm a Nightmare on Elm Street fan, so
Understandable.
I haven't seen a lot of the Friday the 13th movies other than Jason in Space, which is the best, without doubt. Jason X, go watch it, everybody, and the original.
And Freddy vs. Jason is pretty fun too.
Oh, I love that movie, man. That's such a fun movie.
You've seen Poltergeist, right?
Oh, many, many times.
Okay, good.
Love Poltergeist.
That was absolute delight.
Yeah, no, that's a great movie.
Never seen it before, and those practical effects, man, like the entire journey of that movie was just awesome. Classic Spielberg.
Oh yeah, absolutely great. When things really start just going total off the walls towards the end, it's such a great movie.
Oh my goodness, when things are going bananas and the house is just getting wrecked, like I was giddy.
Yep, they don't make them like they used to.
No,
that would all
totally
be that would all be CG now, and it would just for whatever reason fall flat for me.
Yeah, it wouldn't carry the same weight, and you can totally just imagine like Bill Murray sitting there with the team going, "Oh, Ghostbusters, let's do it, guys! Like here's the tech.
Yeah,
we just need to make a funny movie about these guys who come to help them out."
Yep, absolutely. You can follow me on Twitter at Garrett Art. You can also find my website over at nomoonart.com for my graphic design portfolio. And check out the Angry Chicken podcast about Hearthstone. And Kyle already mentioned A-Move Radio, which we're recording a new episode this Friday at noon Eastern, right here on twitch.tv/AMoveTV. Also, don't forget to check out doghousesystems.com and tweakedaudio.com. The code to use is ITN. That gets you double memory on your next Doghouse Systems gaming rig, as well as 30% off and free shipping off of your entire order of noise-reducing earbuds from tweakedaudio.com. I heard from Tweaked this week that we sold a bunch of earbuds with this code, so thanks, guys. Keep them coming. So anyways, we'll see you in a couple weeks' time for our post-BlizzCon bonanza. But until then, good luck, have fun, and to those of you who are not in the alpha, may it come to your inbox very, very soon. Don't say goodbye, Kyle.
Oh, sorry. I mean, I figured you were ending it. You're probably playing music or something. So
Nope.
I'm just used to the old days. I assume that when there's silence of that abruptness, that the show is over and there's music playing. I shouldn't talk.